Here's how to double your business in 6 months or less. We're going to use data from over 1,000 agency owners and B2B companies. We're going to talk about offers, video sales letters, cold outbound sales assets, hiring and team, paid ads, scaling and lifetime value. And you should listen to me because here's me making $5.769 million in a year. So who am I? Daniel Fazio. I'm the co-founder of Client Ascension and List Kit. Current monthly revenue between $500,000 and $600,000 a month. 47 team members. Have over 10,000 customers. I've worked with over 1,000 people directly. So this is for if you are a marketing agency, a B2B company, freelancer, software company, course seller, coach, consultant, and you want to grow your company, make significantly more money, not sacrifice your life doing it, and have a proven system that's already working and is working right now. And the first step in this process is to turn your business into an offer. And you can understand this by this very simple math equation I've made right here. So an offer is a transformation plus a risk reversal plus evidence. And these are weighted differently. So promising somebody a specific transformation is 10% of the equation. Giving them a risk reversal is 10% of the equation. And then having evidence that you have got other people results is 80% of the equation. And when you multiply and additively put these together, it equals sales velocity. So the speed by which you acquire clients is directly determined by a specific transformation you promise them, a way to reverse the risk away from them, and then the evidence you have got other people results. Which leads us to these situations and questions that you might have when I present this to you. First might be, what if I don't have client case studies? And the answer for you to have any sales velocity is that you must have a risk reversal or guarantee that the client will achieve some result, because you need at least 20% of the equation. Now the next is, what if I don't want to have a guarantee or risk reversal? And then the next answer would be, you must have gotten results for the maximum amount of people possible. This is how this works, right? So what you need to be doing is asking your clients for the results you've generated them, start vehemently tracking the results of your clients, turn it into a case study, and then post those case studies on your website and create sales assets out of them. I'm going to get into what sales assets are and how to use them momentarily. But the first is, does this actually work? And the answer is yes, because right here is one of my clients, Eamon, who went from 0 to 83,333 a month in 14 months using this equation. And then also, here's Tim that says new offer after Daniel's input is fire, 5K up front, 45K due when a client hits 1 million. He signed 3 people in 24 hours. So this works. And it works so substantially well that if you were to start presenting your offers in such a fashion on your sales calls, you would almost surely immediately get considerably better results. This works phenomenally well. And the second thing that works phenomenally well, that if you would like to use to double your business in the next 6 months, is to make a video sales letter, right? So at this point, you now have an offer. And you pitch that offer on video and post it on your website. So I absolutely guarantee you that a video on your website will dramatically and immediately increase your lead flow. So just for instance, I have Brad here, who's one of my clients, and he goes, I got a lead yesterday, one day after launching my new landing page with a VSL. Haven't even started outreach yet. This is from an old static ad channel that he just had. So he had some stuff already posted online, never getting leads at all, ever. And then he posts a VSL and magically starts getting leads without changing any other single variable, just from having a video, right? If you've never gotten an organic lead before, you will begin getting them. If you are getting leads, it will double how many you get the moment you post it. And the reason why this is because 70% of the population consumes info better via video. You're quite literally watching one right now. If you don't have one, you are leaving 70% or more of leads on the table. Now, this is going to bring me to the next question that you might have, which is, what do you say in a video and how do you film it? So what you should do is start the video off with the promised transformation. So for instance, what specific result will you help the client achieve? What will they get exactly and how long will it take? Who else have you done this for? How do you do it? What is the process? What are the benefits of doing it your way and why is it better? What happens if they don't get the result? This is all you need to say. And you do not need a professional video editor. You don't need a professional camera or a professional microphone. You can film it on your iPhone. You can screen share with the Loom or you can screen share with OBS. What matters is what you say and not how it looks. So don't let these objections be the reason that you don't start getting considerably more lead flow. You do not need any of this. It's all nonsense, right? So step 3 is send cold messages. So there's 3 sequences of outbound you can do. The first is send direct messages to all your followers on all your social channels, like immediately. The next is create high volume automated cold email campaigns. And then the next is send direct messages to cold leads on social channels, right? So these are warm, they already follow you. These are cold, and these are cold. So for instance, here's some of our cold email campaigns. This is us sending 6,118 cold emails. We booked 52 calls off this. This was $367 in data, like the actual emails we had to buy. So it turned out to be $7.06 a call. This was 8,400 emails, 33 calls, about $15.39 a call. This is 8,600 emails, 30 calls, worked out to be about $17.26 per call. Here's some other people doing that. This is David, booked 2 calls Friday through cold email. One brand that's doing $500K a month, and another brand that's doing $1 million a month. You got Tom over here, 10 calls booked in a day from cold email. Lewis over here, best performing cold email campaign I've had since joining CA. Started outreach, have 25 interested replies already, right? Marnix, 30 sales calls in a week. Nick, 12K deal from cold email. Now also, we scaled ListKit, which is our software company, to 1.3 million ARR in 3 months by sending 10,000 cold emails per day. So this is our aggregate emails right here, 494,000 cold emails, 685 calls booked, 1,846 customers, $108,900 MRR. That was all just cold email, right? So if you're not doing that, it's a very considerably massive mistake, and you should start doing it immediately, right? So next is to create sales assets. So here's how this works, right? You're doing direct outreach with cold outbound like we just spoke about, which leads to you signing clients, which leads to you getting case studies from the results that you produce from the clients, to which then you turn those into sales assets, and then the sales assets begin also signing clients themselves. And it's just this oscillating flywheel loop that goes forever to infinity, right? So to get your first client, you do direct outreach. When you have those clients, you get them results. As you get them results, you create case studies, then you turn those case studies into sales assets. Now, what is a sales asset? It's a content piece that lives online that simultaneously generates traffic and converts traffic, right? So here's an example. You run an email marketing business for e-com brands. You design and write email flows for their prospects and customers. So basically, you help them generate more sales. You begin working with a client. Within 3 months, you were able to get their monthly email revenue from $30,000 a month to $60,000 a month. Here's what you do in that situation. Step 1 is create the sales assets. So like one sales asset that you would make is a case study, how I increase email revenue from 30K to 60K a month in 3 months for an e-commerce brand. So you just film a video on how you did that. And then the second one you could do is a swipe file, the exact email flow I used to double the email revenue of an e-commerce brand in 3 months. So one thing you did becomes 2 sales assets, a case study and a swipe file. Then you make a simple Loom video going over a Google Doc and screen sharing it. All you're doing is just explaining what you did. And then now you're going to distribute the sales asset, right? So what you do is post the video on YouTube and SEO rank it. Then you create carousel explainers of what's inside the video and post the carousels on LinkedIn. And then link your YouTube video on the LinkedIn post. Then you'd create a Twitter thread explaining what's inside the video, link to the YouTube video. Then inside the YouTube video, you're going to place a 30-second pitch for your service inside the video and link to your website and VSL description. Now, if you don't have followers on LinkedIn and Twitter, it helps to be in something like Client Ascension where we can just push it for you. But if you don't have access to something like that, you just need to SEO rank it on YouTube. And then you do this continuously, and you gradually over time, it works as a very passive asset, you just get views on it forever. It's very interesting if you do it correctly. Then you repeat this process to infinity. You just keep doing it over and over and over again. So next, at this point, you're making money. You have clients now. And what's going to happen is that you will have so many clients that you have no time to actually grow the business, which necessitates step 5, which is hiring a fulfillment team and a sales team, right? So you have to be able to sign a client and engage in bare minimum involvement in the process. So what does this entail? It means creating SOPs on how to fulfill the services for the clients. You're going to make scorecards to assign specific tasks to specific people. You're gonna make systems and processes that auto-assign the task to the specific team members upon triggers of events. So client gets signed, create Trello board, make task, assign task to this person, push the task to Slack, make end-of-day type form, asking the team member if they completed these tasks, and if they marked in, they cleared the Trello boards, right? And then any form of automation to eliminate any kind of repetitive work from ever occurring, right? Next is sales team, right? Your sales team is two sections. You have setters and you have closers. So setters do all of the following. They call inbound leads phone numbers to set appointments for the closers. They also take inbound calls of leads who may be unqualified and qualify them for the closers. And then they manage the responses and the conversations from cold outreach. Like you get a response to a cold email, these people manage that. Also call them inbox managers, right? Closers do all the following. They take the inbound qualified calls. They set follow-ups with those who don't close, and they call, text, and email appointments who have since gone cold, right? Each of these, closers and setters, are paid 100% commission. Both members of the team live inside their CRM 8 hours a day. It's all they do. They're given specific performance KPIs to ensure they keep their jobs and grow the company, right? But all they do is just work leads. That's it. They don't do anything else in the company besides work leads, right? So at this point, you have a team helping you with fulfillment. You have a team helping you with sales. What do? And the answer is you start paid ads, because now you have money and you have time. So you have a predictable client base and you're completely comfortable with spending a couple $1,000s per month to pay for leads and calls booked. And this is pretty much 100% of the time what you want to start paid ads with. This is how I make all my funnels. It's the most reliable funnel of all time. It's a VSL funnel, right? So you have an ad, somebody gets to an opt-in page, you get their name, email, and phone number. After doing that, they go to a VSL. The VSL page has a video, a button for an application, and then all your testimonials, right? If they click that application button right there, they do the application, then they book a call, then they become a client. But let's say they opted in, they don't do that. 3 things are happening here. They're on the email list now. They're getting emails. I like to send daily emails. They're also getting retargeting ads. This might be happening to you right now. You might literally be in this right here. And then you have setters calling and texting them. The setters will typically just throw them straight to a sales call, but the retargeting ads in the email list always roll them back to the application page of the VSL. And you just loop this forever and ever and ever. And you just put spend behind it. And I have about 10 of these. Like 10 of these funnels, just all replications with different VSLs and different ads and whatnot. Right? And then you just make these to infinity and you just keep feeding the sales team. And that's it. Right? So you can design a funnel that acquires customers and clients at 1/5 your lifetime value. You have a scalable business. Right, so what is lifetime value, or LTV? It's the total amount of money the average customer will spend over their lifetime with you. So these are the numbers I'm typically shooting for. Cost per opt-in, $15. Cost per call, $200. Cost per qualified call, $400. Qualified call closing rate should be about 20%. Right, so what that would mean is $400 times a fifth. So that'd be a cost per acquisition of $2,000. So if it costs me $2,000 to acquire a customer and my LTV is $10,000, that means I make a 5x return on LTV, right? The way you get wealthy in your business is by increasing LTV as high as possible, right? So there's only 2 things that we can be doing here. It's either decreasing these costs, the cost to generate the leads, or increasing the LTV. If you're running ads, you can make better ads and you can do conversion rate optimization to try to push these numbers lower, which is completely feasible. But the higher leverage activity typically tends to be increasing LTV, right? You pretty much need it to be at least $10,000. So let me explain to you how to do that, which brings us to step 7. So at this point, this is when you begin to start introducing new product lines, right? So this is the typical playbook by which you should approach this. You should scale a done-for-you offer to about $50K to $80K a month. Then introduce a done-with-you or consulting offer. You get that to $100K a month. And then you start introducing low-ticket self-liquidators. So what is a self-liquidator? Now, if we go back to this and you have an opt-in page, you could make it to where it's like a $97 course, and what you would try to do is get people to buy the $97 course, but your cost per acquisition to get someone to buy the $97 course is between $97 and like $130. $130 would mean you have a 70% liquidation rate. So you're recapturing some of your ad spend, and it just, what that effectively does is decreases your cost per lead. You see what I mean? And typically people who buy are better quality leads in the first place. So it would actually throughput to a qualified call, cost per qualified call decreasing, right? So this is just math at this point. You're like, at this point, you've turned into like a job into like a capital allocator. Like that's pretty much what happens at this point when you start to get to like 100K a month, 200K a month, right? So the way to visualize this is that these additional offers serve as LTV increasers for all of the eventual situations that you will encounter. So like, let me give you some for instances. A client takes their service in-house insurance. So like you're an agency, you get them really good results. They go, hey, we're gonna take this in-house. Happens all the time, right? So what do? You could sell them a consulting offer on how to do it correctly in-house. What that means is that you're gonna make an additional $5,000 to $1,000 for them to increase the LTV. So it would have zeroed out if you didn't have this consulting offer. It would have stopped right there, their lifetime value. But then you sold them a consulting offer, so now you get another $5,000 to $10,000 from them, increases the LTV. You see what I mean? Another situation, client can't afford your more expensive done-for-you service. Like they get in a call, they can't afford done-for-you. Or they're just not good. They're not a good fit for the done-for-you. You can downsell a less expensive consulting program. So what that means is that a call that would ordinarily just be marked as unqualified, you make $0 for them, you downsell them to a consulting, now you're gonna make anywhere from $1,000 to $8,000 from them. It would have been zero before. You see what I mean? You got one, someone buys a course from you, one of your low ticket courses, they decide they want more help, they buy a more expensive done for you agency service or done with you coaching program, now you make an additional 8 to 10K from them. So say it was like a $100 course, their LTV shot it from $100 to $8,100. See what I mean? Next is a client gets in a sales call with you, doesn't convert. They get an email from your email list or retargeting ads from you and they purchase your course. So you make $500 to $1,000 from them, even though you thought it was a lost deal. And you didn't do anything because they were just getting your ads and your emails, right? So you're just increasing LTV. The second way to increase LTV is by just retaining clients longer, right? So there's two components to keeping clients longer. One is the results you get them, which is 50% of the equation. Then there's the communication you have with them, which is another 50% of the equation. So these are equally weighted, the results and the communication. The way and frequency by which you talk to clients has half to do whether they continue working with you or not, right? So the best way to understand this is if you become friends with your client, the probability they churn decreases substantially. And here's the interesting part about this. Earlier, we were talking about team. At this point, you should have client success managers. They can become friends with just your client success manager, and it has the same exact effect. It doesn't even have to be you. They can just like people on your team. That increases client retention by 50%, right? Which is a metric we KPI all of our client success managers on. What is your own personal churn rate of your clients that you were managing? You see what I mean? That's the KPI. So step 8 is to apply to join Client Ascension. Basically, we will help you build everything I talked about today, one-on-one. So who exactly should join that? You're either a marketing agency, a B2B service company, a coach or consultant, a course seller, or a productized service company. You want a predictable and proven pathway to scaling your business. You find it impossible to service your clients while also growing your business and you need a solution to fix the problem. You're focusing too much on client fulfillment. You have zero time to do lead generation. You don't know how to consistently generate quality leads. You're tired of working with broke clients and you want to get paid more. You hate sales calls and want an easier way of consistently closing new business. You want a way to get consistent leads without needing to spend tens of thousands of dollars on ads. Like, how do you do it the most efficient means possible? You want to be able to go on vacation and have your business still operate without you. You want security and certainty that your business will continue working and you won't have to go back to a 9-to-5 job. You want to be able to provide for your family and have actual freedom. You want to skip years of testing and simply do what is actively and already working. If this is you, you should at least consider talking to a member of our team. There's no pressure to immediately join. You don't have to do that. We only accept 100 new members per quarter. So if you are at least curious, you should go through the form on this or the next page. Like if this is on YouTube, click learn more or go in the description. If it's on a page, just fill out the application below. It's just going to ask you a couple questions. We're going to give you a recommendation of what we believe you should do inside your business based off of what you put in there. So if this sounds interesting to you at all, and you would like to grow your business without sacrificing your life, you should do that. And I hope to see you inside. Peace.